Apple takes 30%. Epic Games sues Apple and says, hey, you're a monopoly. That's crazy. 30%? Apple says if you don't like it, go somewhere else. And they're like, where? You own the market, and therefore you get to set it, but 30% is pretty crazy. Apple says, go f*** yourself. Epic says, I'll see you in court. Epic sues Apple. Epic wins. And then the floodgates open. Remember how I talk about precedents, right? Precedents when a court case is, people are afraid of court cases. They like to settle out of court because if a ruling comes down, then it could change the game for everybody. Apple around and found out. Apple didn't lose any court cases for 2 decades, and then they lost one. And then the floodgates opened. And then the EU jumps in and says, hey, not only is that a monopoly, but everybody in the EU can now link outside payment systems or payments. They don't have to do the payments through the App Store. And so now everyone, including Spotify yesterday, said, okay, cool. You go onto the App Store, right? You go into the App Store and you go into our app, whatever the Spotify's little thing is. We're going to direct you to our site off platform, off of the App Store, so you could pay directly. Well, now Apple's mad. Apple found out that we talked about how Apple was probably going to fall a couple months ago. Their iPhone sales are down 25%, okay? Their MacBook sales aren't there. Huawei is taking market share for them. They lose to the EU over their chargers. They're not having a good time. So Apple gets pissed off, and they said, you know what we're going to do? These guys. So Apple bans Epic Games developer account and says they have a history of not following the rules.